Now, let's start with a controversial thought. Could it be that too much funding actually stifles innovation? Look, history is littered with well-funded failures, while the greatest innovations often come from those who have nothing but a brilliant idea and the will to see it through. Today, I'd like to explore how to harness the power of innovation without breaking the budget. It's about making every dollar work hard as your ideas and proving that the best innovations come from working with less. Now, herein lies the innovation paradox. The less you have, the more creative you become. Necessity isn't just the mother of invention, it's the driving force behind the world's most transformative innovations. Don't believe me? Well, let me give you a few examples of where smaller, less funded teams but focus on innovation, clear understanding of the market needs, and effective execution can outcompete larger, well-funded rivals. Example number one, Dropbox versus Microsoft's Live Mesh. Now, Dropbox was started with a modest seed round and it focused on simplifying cloud storage, making it user-friendly and accessible. Now, through an innovative referral program, they significantly boosted their user base without the need for a massive marketing budget. Now, juxtapose that against Microsoft's Live Mesh. Now, it was launched in 2008. It was a similar service to Dropbox with the backing of Microsoft's vast resources. Now, despite its large budget and integration into Microsoft systems, Live Mesh struggled to gain widespread adoption and was eventually merged into SkyDrive, or now the OneDrive. Dropbox's success over Live Mesh highlighted the importance of user experience and grassroots growth strategies over hefty budgets. Let's talk about Tesla versus General Motors in the electronic vehicle race. Now, Tesla is founded by Elon Musk and his team, started with a significant investment but far less resources than the established car manufacturers. Now, through innovative design, technology, and marketing, Tesla became the leader in the electronic vehicle space. Now, juxtapose that against General Motors, especially the EV1, which was one of the first mass-produced electric vehicles in the 1990s. It was backed by General Motors' vast resources. Despite its pioneering technology, the EV1 was discontinued and all the vehicles were recalled. Now, Tesla's success over General Motors' EV1 can be attributed to vision, innovation, and persistence, which can achieve breakthroughs even in industries dominated by giants. Another really good example is Netflix versus Blockbuster. Netflix started out as a small DVD rental service, not the mammoth that it is now, but a small DVD rental service, challenging Blockbuster, the giant in video rental. Blockbuster had a significant store, physical presence, and even significant resources. But how did Netflix win? Netflix's innovation was its subscription-based mail-order rental service and its later pivot to streaming service. This model offered convenient and broader selection without late fees, appealing to the changing customer preferences. Netflix focused on data analytics for personalized recommendations further set it apart. Blockbuster failed to adapt quickly enough to the digital transformation, which led to its downfall. Also, a really great example of two corporates where one innovated better than the other is Kodak versus Fujifilm. Now, Fujifilm was the less funded corporate. It was, even though it was well established, it was smaller and less dominant compared to Kodak in the photographic film market. Now, Kodak, was a leading name. How did Fujifilm win when Kodak didn't? Both companies faced digital photography disruption. Fujifilm diversified its business and adapted to digital changes more effectively, investing in new areas like medical imaging, electronics, and material science. Kodak, despite inventing the digital camera, was slow to transition away from film, leading to its eventual decline. The last really good example was GoPro versus the Sony Handcam. GoPro was started with money raised from its founder selling bread and shell beds from his VW van, and then a small investment from his parents. He revolutionized action cameras through relentless focus on the needs of extreme sports enthusiasts. Now, Sony Handcam, even though it was a successful product line, did not capitalize on the emerging action sports market as effectively as GoPro. Sony eventually entered the action camera market, but it had not achieved the same iconic status as GoPro, which had become synonymous with extreme sports through grassroots marketing and understanding the niche market's needs. Now that I've shown you examples that it can be done, let me share with you some practical steps on how to innovate with a tight budget. It starts with embracing the constraint in your mind as a creative trigger and not a negative. One of the first things to do if you want to innovate on a tight budget is to embrace the lean approach. Now, focus on building a minimal viable product, which is what is the smallest and cheapest version of your idea that you can build to test out in the real world. Now, feedback is gold. It costs less to learn from a simple prototype than a fully developed product. Next, crowdsource brilliance. Expand on crowdsourcing by engaging with online communities related to your field, to your products, like Reddit, LinkedIn groups, industry-specific forums. Post challenges, ask for input, or run idea contests. It's not just about sourcing ideas, it's about building a community around your products. Leverage open source and free tools. Listen, open source tools are essentially free tools created for which development is sourced from different contributors who volunteer their time. Now, managing innovation products can be expensive, so use free tools like GitHub, which offers tools for development. You can use Canva or GIMP for free graphic design resources. For projects management, you could consider the free options of Asana or Trello. It's about smart tool selection to maximize utility without increasing cost. Next, partnerships and collaborations. Look, seek out partnerships with other organizations or even startups for co-development opportunities. This can help share costs and increase resource pools. Collaboration can also open up new markets and new distribution channels without significant investment. This is a little bit unusual, but skill swap and barter services, why not? In tight-knit ecosystems, skill swaps could be a game changer. You can offer expertise in exchange for services that you might not have a budget for. So, example, coding for marketing support or design work for legal advice. You can also do virtual product development or DIY prototyping. Before even creating a physical product, use digital simulations and VR to test and showcase your concept. Or with availability of 3D printing and affordable electronics like Arduino, creating physical prototypes is more accessible than ever. This can save you thousands of physical prototyping and bring your product to life for the management team you're pitching to or your customers in a cost-effective manner. Innovate despite your limitations, not because of them. That's where ingenuity shines. Look, some even argue that billion-dollar giants today are losing their innovative edge due to excess. It's the hungry, agile startups that are rewriting the rules. So if you're a corporate innovator, you want to bring innovation into your corporate role, it makes sense to be able to bring that entrepreneurial, hungry, agile startup culture into your teams in your corporate organization. Look, think of your budget constraints as secret weapons. It forces you to prioritize, to be creative, and to focus on what truly adds value. Are you ready to turn your budget constraints into your innovation superpower? Start small, think fast, and iterate. Remember, the greatest resource you have is your ingenuity. Thank you for listening.